So today, we are looking at this week's winner of the Battle of the Autograph, Keven Steevens. Keven Michael Steevens, born April 15, 1965, is an American former ice hockey player and current scout in the National Hockey League (NHL). He played left wing on a line with Mario Lemieux during the Pittsburgh Penguins Stanley Cup championships in 1991 and 1992. During his career, he also played with the Boston Bruins, Los Angeles Kings, New York Rangers, and Philadelphia Flyers. In 2017, Steevens was named Special Assignment Scout with the Penguins hockey organization. Steevens was born in Brockton, Massachusetts, but grew up in Pembroke, Massachusetts. As a youth, he played in the 1978 Quebec International Pee Wee Hockey Tournament with the Hobomok Minor Ice Hockey Team from Pembroke. While attending Silver Lake Regional High School in Kingston, Massachusetts, Keven Steevens played both hockey and baseball. He was invited to try out for both the Toronto Blue Jays and the Philadelphia Phillies. However, accepting that he was not a great hitter in baseball, he decided to play hockey instead. Steevens accepted a full scholarship to play hockey for Boston College, and was drafted in the 6th round, 108th overall, in the 1983 NHL Draft by the Los Angeles Kings. Several months later, his rights were traded to the Pittsburgh Penguins for Anders Håkansson, a left-winger from Sweden who had recently been traded to the Penguins along with Ron Megan from the Minnesota North Stars for the Penguins. First-round pick in the 1983 draft Brian Lawton. Upon graduating from Boston College in 1987, Steevens joined the U.S. national team and represented the U.S. at the 1987 World Championships and at the 1988 Winter Olympics. Steevens' play steadily improved during his time with the team, and in 1987-88, he finished with 45 points in 44 games. Steevens played a few games with the Penguins in the 1987-88 NHL season, then spent the 1988-89 AL season jumping back and forth between the National Hockey League (NHL) and the Muskegon Lumberjacks of the International Hockey League (IHL). Starting with the 1989-90 NL season, Steevens became one of the top left-wingers and power forwards in the league. He had 4 consecutive seasons of at least 40 goals and 80 points from 1990 to 1994, and surpassed 50 goals and 100 points in 1991-92 and 1992-93. In the 1991-92 NHL season, Steevens scored 2 points more than Wayne Gretzky than in his 13th season, becoming only the 3rd person in NHL history to outscore Gretzky in the regular season. Though he still finished second in points to teammate Mario Lemieux, his 123 points. That year also set a record for the most points by an American-born player and a left wing in one season. The 55 goals he scored the following year tied him with Jimmy Carson for most goals in a single NHL season by a United States-born player. That record would stand for another 29 years before being broken by Austin Matthews on April 7, 2022. During the Pittsburgh Penguins' back-to-back Stanley Cup seasons of 1990-91 and 1991-92, Steevens was the only Penguin to play in every regular season and playoff game. He is also one of 4 NHL players to have accumulated more than 50 goals and at least 200 PIM in a season. The others are Keith Tkachuk, Brendan Shanahan, and Gary Roberts. His 17 goals during the 1990-91 playoffs are tied for 4th all-time. Only Jari Kurri and Reggie Leach with 19, and Joe Sakic with 18 have surpassed that mark. He scored 13 more in the 1991-92 postseason. On May 21, 1992, during Game 3 of the Prince of Wales Conference Final against the Boston Bruins, Steevens became the 25th player in NHL history to score 3 goals in a single playoff period. Scoring a hat-trick in the first period, he would add 1 more goal before the end of the game. The Penguins swept the Bruins, then swept the Chicago Blackhawks to win their 2nd straight Stanley Cup. 1 year later, on May 14, 1993, the Penguins were playing the New York Islanders in Game 7 of the Patrick Division Finals. Early in the first period, Steevens skated in and checked Islanders defenseman Rich Pilone, hitting Pilone's visor with so much force that he knocked himself unconscious. Steevens landed face-first on the ice, and unable to soften the blow upon landing, shattered most of the bones in his face and required extensive reconstructive surgery. Doctors cut an incision below his hairline from ear to ear, which was later closed with over 100 stitches. Peeled back his skin and reassembled the bones in Steevens' face with the use of metal plates. Steevens came back to have one more strong season for the Penguins. In 1993-94, 41 goals, 47 assists. Before being traded the next year, Steevens was sent to the Boston Bruins in 1995, along with Sean McEachern for Glenn Murray and Brian Smolinski. Steevens was never given a chance to succeed in Boston except in preseason when he was paired with Adam Oates and Cam Neely. During the regular season, Steevens was in coach Steve Kasper's doghouse and usually played with third or fourth liners. At one point, coach Kasper benched Steevens and Neely, making the two stars sit on the bench for the entire game. The move proved it was time for Steevens to move on, but it proved to be the end for Kasper as well. After being traded from the Penguins, Steevens never again reached the success that he had while in Pittsburgh. After disappointing in Boston with 23 points in 41 games, he was traded to the Los Angeles Kings. After a poor season, he was traded to the New York Rangers in 1997, where he experienced several solid seasons, but failed to match the expectations levied on him from his marked success playing with Mario Lemieux and the Penguins. During the 1999-2000 season, Steevens struggled. Not only did he rarely see the ice during this season, but after a game against the St. Louis Blues, he was caught in an East St. Louis, Illinois motel with a ladie of the night Ando's candy. After this event, Steevens entered the NHLPA Substance Abuse and Behavioral Health Program. After being released from the program, he played a brief stint with the Philadelphia Flyers before being traded to the Pittsburgh Penguins for a second time in 2001. His return to Pittsburgh revitalized Steevens, where he impressed by scoring 23 points in 32 games, reuniting with his former line mates Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr, and adding a further 6 points in 17 playoff games as the Penguins reached the Eastern Conference Finals. He then re-signed with the Penguins for the 2001-02 season. However, after struggling with just 1 goal in 32 games, he left the team before a game in Buffalo in January 2002 to fly back home to Pittsburgh and discuss his future with his wife. He ultimately did not return to the team and retired from professional hockey. Steevens returned the Penguins in an office role as a talent scout from 2005 to 2012, including the 2008-09 Knoll season, when the Penguins and Steevens won their third Stanley Cup. In 2017, he was hired again by the team, this time as a special assignment scout. In 2011, Steevens left the Pittsburgh Penguins organization as a pro scout to spend more time with his family. He coached youth hockey, including a traveling team in the Boston area. In June 2015, his son, Luke Steevens, was drafted by the Carolina Hurricanes' 5th-round, 126th overall pick. Luke played 4 years of college hockey at Yale University, but was ultimately not offered a contract by the Hurricanes, and signed a minor league contract with the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins of the AL. In August 2020. In May 2016, Steevens and a co-defendant were charged with conspiracy and possession with intent to distribute oxycodone. In May 2017, Steevens entered a guilty plea in a Boston federal court and was sentenced to probation, community service and a $10,000 fine. Steevens admitted to being addicted to prescription drugs since May 1993 when he sustained injuries during a game, an addiction that destroyed his marriage and his post-playing career in hockey. On January 13, 2018, Steevens' recovery from addiction and his subsequent community service was presented in a 30-minute documentary entitled Shattered, which aired on Sportsnet, a Canadian sports channel. Steevens and his sister Kelly Wilson co-founded the Power Forward Foundation to combat addiction through education, destigmatizing, and recovery programs. It has supported efforts to use therapy dogs in sober homes through a project called DOER, Dog Ownership Enhancing Recovery. On September 5, 2024, Steevens was announced alongside Matt Cullen, Brianna Decker, Frederick McLaughlin, and the 2002 USA Paralympics-led hockey team to be enshrined into the United States Hockey Hall of Fame as the class of 2024 on December 4. His awards and honors in the NHL. Member of 2 Stanley Cup winning teams, 1991 and 1992 with the Pittsburgh Penguins, selected to an NHL First All-Star team. 1992, selected to 2 NHL Second All-Star teams. 1991 and 1993, selected to 3 NHL All-Star games. 1991, 1992 and 1993 NHL playoffs most goals. 17, 1991 member of the Pittsburgh Penguins Ring of Honor that circled the former Mellon Arenahistrans Brantons Is 9, 1983, traded by the Los Angeles Kings to the Pittsburgh Penguins in exchange for Anders Håkansson. August 2, 1995, traded by the Pittsburgh Penguins, along with Sean McEachern to the Boston Bruins in exchange for Glenn Murray, Brian Smolinski, and Boston's 1996 third-round draft choice. January 25, 1996, traded by the Boston Bruins to the Los Angeles Kings in exchange for Rick Tocchet. August 28, 1997, traded by the Los Angeles Kings to the New York Rangers in exchange for Luc Robitaille. July 7, 2000, signed as free agent with the Philadelphia Flyers. January 14, 2001, traded by the Philadelphia Flyers to the Pittsburgh Penguins in exchange for John Slaney. Well, that was Keven Steevens, the winner of Battle of the Autograph. Continue to watch after an ad, then some music to end us off. Asterisk, I hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. As always, until next time, keep on collecting. Bye.
Join myself and JD Delay in fighting chomos and other bad thing by shopping at Convict Clothing. There are some amazing cloths for all at great prices. Nationwide free shipping for any order over $50. Just use the keyword autograph for a discount. And while you are shopping, also check out my store and perhaps become a member for only 99 cents. Both stores' links are in the description. Back to the video.
Dancing shadows lead the way. Winds are calling through the walls. Echoes stretch down endless halls. Feet tap beats on floors unseen, blurred together like a dream. Dancing shadows flicker fast. Moments burn but never last. Chasing endless cosmic flight. We're leaving Earth, we're out of sight. Stars are blazing in the night. Truths and lies mix, what's alright. Out of orbit, no bounds to keep. Dreams and spaceships, fears asleep. Galaxies of hope we reap. Beyond the sky's promises deep. Far from madness, near to truth. Phantom whispers, myths uncouth. Gravity can't hold our youth. Exploring worlds that need no proof. Out of orbit, no bounds to keep. Dreams and spaceships, fears asleep. Galaxies of hope we reap. Beyond the sky's promises deep. Floating through the Milky Way. Planets dance and comets sway. Questions lost, we seize the day. In this void we choose to play. Out of orbit, no bounds to keep. Dreams and spaceships, fears asleep. Galaxies of hope we reach. Beyond the sky's promises deep. Rolling through the stars on a gumdrop ride. Floating past the moon where dreams collide. Jelly bean comets sing their tune so sweet. Candy-coated clouds beneath our feet. Zoom, zoom away on a licorice trail. Through the galactic rainbow where wishes sail. Twisted in a swirl of sugar and light. Dancing with the cosmos all through the night. Gummy bear astronauts waving hello. Orbiting Saturn's bright candy glow. Marshmallow meteors follow our trail. Skimming the Milky Way without fail. Zoom, zoom away on a licorice trail. Through the galactic rainbow where wishes sail. Twisted in a swirl of sugar and light. Dancing with the cosmos all through the night. Cotton candy planets call out our names. Spinning in a world of sugar-spun flames. Euphoria echoes in every sweet hue. In this dreamy universe we're breaking through. Zoom, zoom away on a licorice trail. Through the galactic rainbow where wishes sail. Twisted in a swirl of sugar and light. Dancing with the cosmos all through the night. Gummy bear astronauts waving hello. orbiting Saturn's bright candy glow. Marshmallow meteors follow our trail, skimming the Milky Way without fail.
Woke up this morning with a shopping list, got lost between the aisles of twist. Carts are weaving like they're in a race, gotta find my way out of this maze. Chasing bargains like a cat and mouse, price tags flip and make me feel like a louse. Grab some beans but drop the rice, in this puzzle of life gotta pay the price. Lost in the supermarket looking for a clue. Every aisle I walk down feels so brand new. Shelves are like mountains and I'm out of breath. Lost in the supermarket, I'm a hot mess. Found a can that's missing its lid, dropped my key, stepped on a squid. Trying to find the cereal aisle, abandoned carts scattered like a tile. Echoing calls from the speaker's drone, spinning in circles like a rolling stone. PA system screeching, I panic out. Will I ever find what this list's about? Lost in the supermarket looking for a clue. Every aisle I walk down feels so brand new. Shelves are like mountains and I'm out of breath. Lost in the supermarket, I'm a hot mess. Found a can. Lost in the supermarket, looking for a clue. Every aisle I walk down feels so brand new. Shelves are like mountains and I'm out of breath. Lost in the supermarket, I'm a hot mess. Found a can that's missing its lid. Dropped my keys, stepped on a squid. Trying to find the cereal aisle. Abandoned carts scattered like a tile. Echoing calls from the speaker's drone. Spinning in circles like a rolling stone. PA system screeching my panic out. Will I ever find what this list's about? Echoing calls from the speaker's drone, spinning in circles like a rolling stone. PA system screeching my panic out. Will I ever find what this list's about? Echoing calls from the speaker's drone. Found a can, a supermarket, looking for a clue. Every aisle I walk down feels so brand new. Shelves are like mountains and I'm out of breath. Lost in the supermarket, I'm a hot mess.